Welcome to the Rig and Farm YouTube channel. In this video, we'll show you the progress we're making with the skid steer and excavator, like how I got stuck in a hole, again, and some issues we had to fix with our pig fencing. Our last video showed how we installed a brand new electric fence for the pigs. It consisted of 2 strands of poly wire connected to insulators on several T-posts and some trees. A few days after installation, we began hearing some popping sounds coming from the fence. It was only reading 2,500 kilovolts from something grounding the circuit. The poly wire was too close to the T-post and actually burnt the insulator. We tried retying the knot further from the post to see if that would solve the problem. Nope, that didn't work. We cut the wire and tied in a jumper that kept the knots several inches away from the post, and that solved the issue. We walked the perimeter to see what else we could find and came across some plants making contact with the wire. This part of the fence was also causing a problem. The camera actually caught it sparking. Watch this! After repeating the same process as before, we noticed lots of little piggy nests and some piggy tracks. Time to test that line again. Perfect! It doesn't read any higher than that. We wanted to make sure the readings were the same throughout the fence, so we went back to test it out. The pigs followed, just in case we had some tasty treats. Awesome! All good here as well. We've noticed a lot of this one particular plant growing on the ground near the creek, so we got a closer look and did some research. This is club moss, also known as ground pine. It grows horizontally above the ground with very shallow roots. They've been around for 410 million years and are extremely slow growing. They reproduce from spores rather than seeds, and it can take up to 20 years to produce a mature plant. They used to be used for Christmas decorations, but now it's not recommended that they're harvested. We'll keep them right here where they are, because they're also great at removing toxins from the soil. The pigs get itchy sometimes, so they find a tree to help scratch that itch. These blue ribbons were placed on some of the trees near the creek last year to let the loggers know where to stop cutting when they did their tree harvest. I think it's about time to finally take them down. Ashley noticed this tree that was being suspended in the air with only a small branch from another tree to keep it from falling. The tree must have been knocked over by the loggers and got caught on its way down. We've had quite a few cold mornings this week. At the end of last week, Ashley's dad started digging out stumps on the back of our property. This is drone footage we took when the loggers were done with their harvest a little over a year ago. The area we're currently working on is the section on the right of the path leading from the trees on the bottom to the ridge up top. After a couple days head start with the excavator, I went in with the grapple on the skid steer to start bringing the stumps to a pile to burn later. They were placed along the ridge that is our highest elevation point on the property. Check out the view from up here. Isn't it amazing? Well, back to work! The ground was very slippery after a few days of rain, and I couldn't make it up the hill when picking up stumps. I'd have to go downhill until there was a clearing that I could cut through to get back onto the logging path. Honestly, I was pretty scared doing this, because I'd lose control when going down some of the steep areas. I'd slip and I'd feel like I was going to tip over. There are so many stumps in here, and we really want to turn this area into pasture. My drive to get cattle one day helped me push through my fear and keep going. There were also a lot of fallen trees that needed to be removed. Really big trees. And really big stumps. This one was about 8 feet long with a diameter of at least 4 feet. By the end of the first day, we made some pretty good progress. The last day of the week, I fell into a hole while trying to fill in another hole. I had to get pulled out with the excavator. I used the bucket on the skid steer all day long to fill in holes where tree stumps used to be and move dirt around to make the ground slope down more gently. You may see a lot of mud, but we see lots of space to plant seed for pasture. We only have another week and a half with the excavator and skid steer, so we will be dedicating that time to stump removal and grading. Once that equipment is returned, we'll be using the tractor to remove additional debris, till the soil, add lime and other amendments, and then get seed down to establish some high-quality pasture. Once that's been growing well for about a year, we'll start adding some cattle to the farm. You'll definitely want to subscribe to our channel if you don't already to keep up with this long-term project. Late that afternoon, one of the hydraulic hoses on the excavator got a hole in it and was spraying fluid everywhere. We had to turn the machine off and call the dealer to come repair it. Within a few hours, we were up and running again. This was our stump pile at the end of the first day up here. And this was that same pile at the end of day 4. The only thing left to do up here is finish removing stumps down by the creek and fill in the holes. We'll finish out this video by showing the pigs with their new straw bedding. The ground was getting pretty muddy from the rain we had, and the roof was preventing it from getting enough sun to evaporate and dry. They like to snack on it, but they also love sleeping on it. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed following us along on this week's projects. We'll see you next time!